Hey nail babes, and welcome back to my channel. Here in this video, I'm going to be going ahead and show you guys this nail set right here just in time for Valentine. So I will be going ahead and going in with these nail tips, and as you can see, they are the full cover nail tips, and I'm going to be going in with this pink color from Nail Reserve, and I will make sure to link down below all the products, so make sure to check down below the description for any discount codes as well as any of the links for all the products, so make sure to go check that out, as well as for any of my social media. Make sure to go check that out and check me out. So as you can see, I am going to be going ahead and applying this color to the entire nail on all of them, and like I mentioned, I will make sure to link down below all the products, so make sure to go check that out. And as you can see, I'm only going to go in with one layer of the color because honestly I love the Nail Reserve gels. They are super pigmented, just like the consistency is just perfect and I love them. So as you can see, I'm going to be going ahead and cleaning the top and bottom and also carrying it underneath the lamp for 45 seconds and doing this to all of them. This is what this beautiful pink looks like. It's called Electric Rose from Nail Reserve, like I mentioned, and I will be going in with these different stencils. So I went with like stars, hearts, kisses, just anything that kind of like made me think about Valentine's, as you could see here that I'm showing you guys. And like I mentioned, I will make sure to link down below all these stencils from what I remember. Make sure to go check out my recent videos, my hauls. And as you could see, I am going to start off by going in with the lips. So I did do the inner part of the airbrush. So as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and do the lips, and then I am going to be going ahead and adding that little piece in the middle of stencil so that way it could separate the top lip from the bottom, obviously. So as you could see, I'm just gonna go in with that and just really flatten it out. I noticed that whenever you're working with stencils, you have to really make sure that they're adhered right on there so that way it could stay and your design won't get messed up, because you will see that I kind of struggled a little bit. Like I mentioned, I have been trying to get more into like airbrush and like working with it, so I definitely will say make sure to practice. So I will be going in with the red Après airbrush color. So as you can see, I'm going in with that one, and I'm going in on the second setting on my Après airbrush machine as well. So going in very lightly, but you will see that I feel like also I am kind of heavy handed. So yeah, I did apply quite a bunch, as you could see there, but I will be going ahead and carrying it underneath the lamp for 45 seconds and also making sure that it's nicely adhered, like I mentioned, so that way it does not move or anything while it's curing. So carrying that underneath the lamp. And after it's done curing, as you can see, I'm going in with my tweezers to remove both of the stencils, removing here the inner part as well, as you could see. And then after, I will be going in with just like a cotton pad and some alcohol to remove any of the residue. I've kind of noticed that this kind of helps, especially throughout the end once you're done getting ready to top coat or whatever. So then here as well with my tweezers, I'm going to go in and just remove any little like extra gel residue, especially I feel like since it's curing, and if some of it, if you apply too much, obviously you do have like a little bit of residue left. So I do go in with my tweezers to remove any of it. And then here next, the next stencil that I'm going to go in with is the stars. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that, and I'm going to go in with the inner part so that way I could apply the airbrush on the outside. So as you could see, I'm covering the lips, making sure that I don't get anything on there. So I'm going to go in again with the same Après color in the red, and then I just sprayed it, and I've noticed to go in circular motions to give it that ombre effect. So that's what I do. And then like I mentioned, curing it. After it's done curing, here I am removing it. And also whenever you're removing it, whether it's tweezers or whatever you're using, you also do want to make sure you want to be careful to remove or mess up any of the corners. So again, I will be going in with my tweezers and going in to remove any little residue from the little line side. So I'm just going in, especially like with this corner, it definitely did have a little bit of residue and you could tell. So I just wanted to crisp up my airbrush stencil. So that's what the start ended up looking like. Here the next one that I'm doing is a heart, and I'm going ahead and again doing the same thing and doing the outer, and I'm applying this at the cuticle and applying it upside down just to give it a little bit of funk. So I'm going in again with my airbrush, going in circular motions. Like I mentioned, I have definitely noticed that that does give it more of like ombre effect. So going in, carrying that, and then removing it, as you can see, going up again, going in with my tweezers and removing any of the residue, as well as with the alcohol here once I'm done removing anything that I didn't like. So like I mentioned, I'm just kind of giving it more of like a crisp and making it known that it is a heart, if that makes sense. So I'm just going ahead and doing that, and I do apologize if you guys do see some of the footage and it's kind of blurry, as you can see here. So I do apologize for that in advance, especially you will see throughout as I'm doing the other designs. But next here I'm doing this other heart, and this one's super cute. This one has like the little horns and like the little tail, and I thought it was super cute, so I wanted to add that along. And as you can see, I'm doing the inside, so going in and then I'm applying the other heart that goes inside to give it that outline of it. So going in and applying that, and then again I will be spraying the same thing, my airbrush. And also I feel like whenever you're spraying the airbrush, you want to be very careful and definitely practice your finger like pushings on it, because obviously you don't want to push too much, because then you do apply too much product, and then you don't want to like push it too little, because then it's gonna kind of look splotchy. So as you can see, spraying it and then carrying it underneath the lamp, and then here I am removing it again with my tweezers. And as you can see, there is leftover residue, so I will be going in with the cotton pad again and alcohol to remove any of it. And then after this, I will be going in with another stencil, so I'm going to go in with the heart and just do the inner part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it, as you can see, kind of slanted, and all of them I kind of just did them all differently. So on this one I did it kind of slanted, and then I'm going to go in with my airbrush, going in the second mode, going in, trying to go in very lightly, but like I mentioned, I went in kind of a little heavy there. But after, I will be going in with a cotton pad and as well as some alcohol to remove any of the residue, like I mentioned, at the top, as you can see there, and at the bottom as well, so that way whenever I go ahead and cure it, it does not cure that, but only what I actually wanted to airbrush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it in and cure it underneath the lamp for 45 seconds, and then once it's done, I'm gonna go back in with my tweezers, as you can see here, removing stencils. So I'm gonna go in with the cotton pad and alcohol again to remove any of the residue, going in with my tweezers to also remove any of the residue that left the gel, so also removing that with tweezers. And then the next stencil that I will be going in with are the lips, as you can see. So I'm going to be doing the inner and airbrushing the outer part. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those right here in the middle. And I am leaving space, so I'm putting them a little bit below than where I usually would, so that way obviously the airbrush could seep through. So again, going in with that same Apres red and going in around, going in kind of lightly and in circular motions, as you could see, and then plopping that in so that way I could be cured for 45 seconds. And then here going in with my tweezers to move the lips, and as you can see, that's how they looked. Again, I'm very picky and, you know, very like that, so I'm going with tweezers to perfect them and just making the lips a little bit more crisp. And as you can see, I will be going ahead and removing that. And then the next stencil that I will be going in with are these little starlets. So I'm going to go in with the biggest one that I have on there and applying it here. And then after, I will be going in with the second setting with the same color that I have been using this entire time. And just going in with like the slightest push, honestly, because since it is more smaller, I mean, you obviously want it to pop out. So again, applying it and then carrying it underneath the lamp for 45 seconds and making sure that everything is placed down on the stencil. So after that, I will be going ahead and removing it with the tweezers, and this is what it turns out to be. So again, I cleaned it with cotton pad and just some alcohol, and as you could see here in the corner, since it is kind of small and it has like corners and little crevices, it was kind of a little harder. So again, going in with my tweezers to remove any of the residue on it and the little corners of extra gel that it might have had. So as you can see, that's just simply what I'm doing, and then cleaning it again with alcohol just one little last time, so that way I can remove any of the residue on there. So once I went in with the alcohol and the cotton pad, it did remove some of the gel paint from the bottom of the lip, as you could see there, which I don't know why. Maybe I applied too much pressure, I'm not too sure, but I went ahead and applied the lips again, just exactly where I placed them, just so that way it didn't look off or it didn't overlap. So went ahead and placed them. I went with the airbrush, went in with the second setting as well, went very lightly in circular motions again to give it that airbrush look. So went ahead and did that. But once I removed my finger, as you could see, it kind of left that like circular angled, so I didn't like it. But I went in with my airbrush again to like apply it again, and I went in very lightly, as you can see, just to like blend it out a little bit more and not it look too harsh of a line. So once I did that, as you could see, I cleaned here to any of the residue from on top, as you could see there, and I went ahead again and kind of started to blend it and dab it on with my finger with the glove. But I didn't really like it, so I went in with the airbrush again just to again give it that airbrush look. And I went ahead and cured it after for 45 seconds, and then after it was cured, as you can see here, I removed it, and then I'm just going ahead in with my tweezers to remove any of the residue and just give it a nice crispy look to it, as you can see. Then after removing any of the residual alcohol and the cotton pad, so this is what the airbrush overall looks like, and honestly I feel like it doesn't look too bad at all. But definitely make sure to comment down below your thoughts and opinions. And then next I will be going ahead and giving it a glossy finish, as you can see here, giving it a nice layer of top coat. So I'm going to be going ahead and applying that to the entire nail and then carrying it underneath the lamp for 45 seconds after. And as you can see, this is what it looks like all glossed up. So then I will be repeating the exact same step that I just did to the rest of the nails in just different orders, starting off here with the star. Again, going in with the Prey Red, my Prey airbrush, going in with these tweezers, and also going in with these different stencils on the rest of the nails, as you will see here.
Knows how to keep a little secret. I don't wish for my success, I speak it. I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting money, I rig it. You smell me, that's LV. Walk around with my chest out and my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in the mix, I'm handshaking, but most of y'all can't help it. Most of y'all ain't wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the vibe that y'all giving off, and I'm trying to make myself less like it. This chick got a little Porsche body, I might let the bro test drive it. It's hard for me to get excited. I love music and stressed by it. My city calling, I'm co-signing this wave coming up next out it. Riding around in this shotgun and her Tesla, hanging both of my legs out it like what's up. I got stakes and they too high now, I can't fuck up. I like girls that's down to earth, so don't be stuck up. I don't take L's, I give them out and I chuck them up. First listen, they hearing this shit like what the fuck. 10 toes, that's my MO. Fam over gram, that's my MO. Fucking close friends, I got friends that I keep close and they let it go while I reload. Like PSA just opened my book bag up and my chain hitting like King's back in his hometown when them wheels hit and I touch down, nigga. She down low, 3-point stance, I'm back there doing jack dance like. And I'm not no fashionista, but I'm fly though. Walk around with my chest out and my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in the mix, I'm handshaking, but most of y'all can't help it. Most of y'all ain't wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the vibe that y'all giving off, and I'm trying to make myself less like it. This chick got a little Porsche body, I might let the bro test drive it. It's hard for me to get excited. I love music and stressed by it. My city calling, I'm co-signing this wave coming up next out it. Riding around in this shotgun and her Tesla, hanging both of my legs out it like what's up. I got stakes and they too high now, I can't fuck up. I like girls that's down to earth, so don't be stuck up. I don't take L's, I give them out and I chuck them up. First listen, they hearing this shit like what the fuck. 10 toes, that's my MO. Fam over gram, that's my MO. Fucking close friends, I got friends that I keep close and they let it go while I reload. Like PSA just open.
And as I'm airbrushing, as you could see, once I'm done, I'm going to be going ahead and giving them a glossy finish. So as you could see, giving them a nice glossy top coat to the rest of the nails, as you could see, so that way under they could be cured for 45 seconds underneath the lamp. And overall, as you could see, this is the finished final look, as you could see here on all the nails. And make sure to comment down below your thoughts and opinions. I will make sure to link down below all the products that I use, linked down below in the description. And as you could see, these are some nice long airbrush nails. Make sure to comment down below if you guys want to see more airbrush nails here on my channel and tutorials, whatever the case may be. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one, no babes.